So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're going to take a look at an updated build for Rhino Prime, and this is the build that I use for soloing sorties. So it's a 3 Forma build, and we're going to do that format is at 2 Vs and a D. So the aura I'm using is Rifle Amp, and this is really good for those sort of endgame missions, you know, really high level sorties or really long survivals in the void and stuff like that. It adds a lot of damage to your primary weapon, which means your damage is going to fall off much later. And then I'm going kind of big dig with the defensive mod, so I'm using Redirection, Steel Fiber, and Vitality. And I know I have Iron Skin, but, you know, we're going up against very high level enemies, and especially versus the Corpus and the Corrupted, Iron Skin isn't always enough. You know, you have Nullifiers, you have Combined Scrumpus units. They will get rid of your Iron Skin, and then you're boned if you don't have these mods. Then I'm using Streamline and Fleeting Expertise, and this makes all of Rhino's abilities very cheap. But these mods are here mostly because of Stomp, because if you're running up against very high level enemies, and if you're doing stuff like me, so soloing sort of level 80 to 100 sorties, you need crowd control a lot. And finally, we're going to add all the Power Strength mods, so Intensify, Power Drift, Transient Fortitude, and Blind Rage. And we're going to add all of them because, well, Power Strength is probably the best stat for Rhino and makes him into a complete beast. Charge is going to do more damage, Iron Skin is going to have more health, Roar is going to increase your damage more and more as you add Power Strength, and finally you have Stomp, which does a lot of bloody damage if you have all 4 Power Strength mods equipped. Now, as I've said already, this is the build that I use for soloing sorties. Not just the max level sorties, all of them. Okay, basically when I play sorties, the first time around I played on Rhino with this build, and if it's not possible to finish it with this build, then I will switch to a more appropriate frame. But usually I just finish it in one go with this build. All of this defensive stuff may seem like a bit of an overkill, but you will realize how important all of these mods are once you play a level 80 to 100 sortie and you get sniped by a ballista. Now this build isn't perfect. Charge doesn't have a lot of range, Roar and Stomp don't have a lot of range, and Roar on top of that doesn't have a lot of duration. But on the other hand, you know, Charge is going to do a lot of damage, and for the short duration that you will have Roar, which is sort of 5 seconds, it will increase your damage by a ton. And Stomp will kill enemies sort of up to level 30 to 40-ish. I think I have a pretty good demonstration of how much Roar increases your damage. Let's just say hello to Mr. Vor. And he's dead. Now, as you can probably tell, this is a Tower 4 survival mission, which means the enemies are doing an absolute truck ton of damage. And after 5 minutes, I only used 1 Iron Skin and it was at sort of 43%. Now, there is one thing that makes this build even better, and that's the Zanuric Focus School. If you combine it with the Zanuric Focus School with the passive that regenerates your energy when you use your focus ability, you will have more than enough energy to stomp, well, all the time. And that is amazing because on this build, Stomp, as I've said already, can kill enemies up to sort of level 35 or 40 if they're not something like a Bombard. Now, I know there are people that hate Rhino. You know, it's a derpy frame, you know, why would you play Rhino when you can't die? You know, sometimes, even if you're not playing like endless missions and you're not doing endurance run or playing sorties, it's nice to sort of sit back, relax, and derp around with Rhino. It's just fun. And in my opinion, Rhino is the best frame for playing around with weapons. You don't have to focus on the frame, you just put up Iron Skin and you can enjoy the weapon that you've just built or format. And it's awesome because, you know, it's nice to play around with the weapon once you finally build it or you finish a build on it. So all in all, this is a very durable build for a frame that's just awesome. Now, before I end the video, I want to say thank you to Mr. Mark1 for sending me the awesome Proto Excalibur Noggle. Thank you very much, dude. I love it. It's already sitting in my landing craft. And that's pretty much it for the video. So I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.